29 years ago, 3 men had a dream, and that dream was to build a voyaging canoe. A deep-sea voyaging canoe that represented the greatness of our ancestors. It symbolized the tool that they used to explore and colonize a place called Polynesia.
In 1947, the Kon-Tiki expedition showed that it was possible to drift from South America to Polynesia without navigational skills. For a quarter of a century, this became the most accepted theory of how people came to Polynesia, until 1973, when anthropologist Ben Finney and Hawaiian artist Herb Kane founded the Polynesian Voyaging Society, with the intent of building a canoe and sailing without modern tools. Kane drew the first design of the voyaging canoe, Hokule'a, meaning Star of Gladness. It was 62 feet long and weighed 5.5 tons. On March 8, 1975, the Hokule'a was pushed into the water for the first time. The following year, a voyage to Tahiti would change Hawaii forever by inspiring a cultural renaissance. The Hokule'a broke barriers in Hawaiian history because it proved that ancient Polynesians were master navigators. It disproved the preconceived theory of how people drifted to Polynesia, restoring pride to Polynesians, and sparked a newfound interest in Hawaiian language, tradition, and culture. The Polynesian Triangle stretches over 1/6 of the Pacific Ocean, totaling more than 10 million square miles. Navigating the millions of miles between thousands of tiny islands is difficult on its own and nearly impossible without using modern tools. But this is exactly what the Polynesian Voyaging Society was trying to prove. Ancient Polynesian wayfinders were experts in celestial navigation. When the Polynesian Voyaging Society was founded, they were set on the goal to be able to navigate without the use of tools like the compass, GPS, sextant, or maps, and to do this, they needed a master navigator. Even after searching all of the Hawaiian Islands, they could not find a navigator with the skills to accomplish such long-distance voyages. It wasn't until searching in Micronesia, on a tiny island called Satawal, that they found a navigator with the skills to voyage between faraway islands. His name was Mau Peilung. Mau came to Hawaii and began to assemble a crew of young navigators who prepared for the long voyage to Tahiti. On May 1st, 1976, with 16 crew members and only the natural elements of the wind, sun, moon, and stars, Mau led the Hokule'a to sail 3,000 miles of open ocean, landing on Tahiti 31 days later. This stunning show of skill by the Hokule'a crew was a living example that people of the Pacific were master navigators. The Kon-Tiki expedition was still the most widely believed theory of how ancient people came to the Polynesian Triangle, drifting from South America without any navigational skills. One reason was still unclear. Why would these ancient settlers drift out to sea with enough food and supplies to last them a 110-day drift from South America to Polynesia? Also, this theory suggested that ancient Polynesians weren't skilled at sea travel, greatly diminishing the pride of the people of Polynesia.
And I was at a time when Hawaii was under enormous change, but Hawaiians weren't navigating that change. Those changes were driven by other visions and other people's dreams. And I would characterize the time that for Hawaiians lost the confidence and the ability and the courage to dream.
When the Hokule'a finished its voyage to and from Tahiti without the use of any modern navigational tools, it proved that the ancient Polynesians were skilled navigators capable of long-distance ocean travel, disproving the Kon-Tiki theory. This momentous achievement brought back pride to Hawaii, making the Hokule'a a rallying point for Hawaiians and sparking the Hawaiian Renaissance in the 1970s. The Hawaiian people and their cultures had been oppressed for many years after foreigners arrived on their shores in 1778. The Hawaiian kingdom was overthrown in 1893, and 3 years later the Hawaiian language was completely banned. Not only was Hawaiian culture and land taken, but over 80% of native Hawaiians died as a result of diseases brought from Europeans and Americans. 2 centuries after Western contact, Hokule'a's Tahiti voyage brought back hope and pride to the people of Hawaii. There was a newfound pride and resurgence in their language and culture. Traditional hula was once again practiced. Also, there was a rise in the use of the Hawaiian language. Olelo Hawaii was made an official state language in 1978. Even Hawaiian immersion schools were established where students could only speak Hawaiian. Today, the amount of people who speak fluent Hawaiian is 18,000, while there are many more people who can understand the basics of Olelo Hawaii. The Hokule'a also brought back many traditions around voyaging. Mao was able to pass his knowledge of wayfinding to the next generation, mainly to a man named Nainoa Thompson. Thompson, with the help of others in the Polynesian Voyaging Society, created the Hawaiian Star Compass, a mental picture that uses the stars to identify your location anywhere in the world. Nainoa Thompson has taught a new generation of navigators in order to keep the skill of wayfinding alive.
I do believe that it's a realistic dream to say that in this next generation you're going to find that maybe the great deep sea navigator and the astronomers who are going to explore farther into space are the same person. Maybe the individual that is a steward of our Hawaiian fish ponds will be the same individual that through his marine science education will find ways to restore these coral reefs. I think it's embedded and it's in that generation.
Hokule'a's legendary voyage to Tahiti broke down many barriers in Hawaii and around the world. First, it proved the ancient Polynesians were master wayfinders, able to face the challenge of long-distance navigation on the open ocean without the use of modern tools. Secondly, Hokule'a disproved the Kon-Tiki theory that suggested that Polynesians drifted to Hawaii by accident. Finally, the Hokule'a sparked hope and pride in the Hawaiian people, which gave way to a newfound interest in the Hawaiian language, tradition, and culture. In recent years, Hokule'a has continued to break barriers by circumnavigating the globe and continues to inspire people of Hawaii and others around the world about the value of indigenous ideas and culture.